Hello?
I've got a job for him.
Let's hear it.
Coasters. A lot of coasters.
He'll take it.
Good. Better get to work.
The fight is on.
Here we go. Another phone call with Mr. Korblik, another commission for leather goods, and again, the biggest undertaking yet. The last two deals I made with this company had me making first thousands of leather notebook covers, and then more of those along with thousands of wallets. This time, we're changing it up a little bit, making sets of leather coasters and leather pint glass covers. Now, this project will be divided into two, with two separate deadlines based on each of the products. The coasters will be up first. However, there is a bit of a catch. We're working under a very tight deadline. Today is July 21st, and these have to be done no later than August 20th. That gives me about a month, but I have a week-long vacation right in the middle. When it comes to the numbers, like I said, this is part of the biggest project I've ever done. We'll have to make 2,700 sets of 4 coasters, which means 10,800 individual pieces. However it goes, this project is bound to be an adventure, and that's just part of why I love doing it.
Well, we are still out of them, but
Corbin and I, oh dang it.
In instances like that,
Corbin and I back on the road. Got some Chick-fil-A. We're headed home. Got the leather in the back. Horseback is a dash. It's a variety of colors that I'm doing. The custom clicker die for this project has just arrived, which means it's time to open it up and give it a test run. The primary cutting die that I'll be using in this project cuts out 2 coasters in one to minimize the time, and I got an extra individual coaster die to maximize material for when I get into tight spaces. Whew, very nice. Now the big one. Uh-oh. One of them did not come out. Took a bit more than I wanted it to, but we have coasters. There is an interesting little problem. We have a slight deformation or a little welding bead. Let me see if I can't file that down real quick. Problem solved. Then another one arises. I was trying to figure out the best way to arrange this underneath the press and tried out doing it vertically like this, but ended up pushing the die too far towards the press. As you can see, took out a little chunk of the press there and unfortunately bent the blade up a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can get that sent back to the company, and in the meantime, it's a good thing I got a second one. It's funny. Sometimes it's my fault, and sometimes it's not, but it seems that I can't escape having problems with the clicker die the first go around. Once again, Ross is back on the grind, returning to his duties as a professional leather cutter.
I only cut leather.
You're doing great, my friend.
Wouldn't be very good for us if I wasn't.
There's a chance that we're dangerously low on leather, but we'll just have to see.
Saving every millimeter. Even though this is in inches, but you'd have to be clinically insane to do this all day.
To solve the issue of the broken clicker die, I ended up having them send me another one because it was the quickest option. This second version also has a shared blade in the middle to minimize waste of material. Thankfully, this one works just fine and doesn't really have any problems. So, it's time to get cranking. Walter's guarding the coasters for us. buddy. We even have Andrew on injury reserve, but still working. He is cutting off the little frayed parts that come off of the clicker die.
Here,
sometimes.
let me find a good one for you. Nice, good one. Here we got one.
Here,
A little
let's see
fray.
here.
Clean cut.
Oh, the grind doesn't stop.
And for the record, he cut himself within 5 minutes of starting.
15 minutes. Some things never change.
It's 3 a.m. Early on the morning of July 31st. The late nights have begun, but the coasters seem to be never ending. And I'm heading out of town on the 1st is the current plan. I am just over halfway done cutting the coasters. Got lots of work ahead. Now it's time to test these stamps out for the first time. Woo. First one came out beautifully. Second one, fantastic turnout as well. Now the moment of truth is the big boy. Wow, spectacular. Now this may be a desperate hope, but I want to conduct a little experiment to see if all 3 logos can be stamped at once to reduce some of the time. 1, 2, and 3. This may work out after all, but we'll have to see, because when all 3 go at the same time, this bigger one doesn't go quite as deep. I purchased an arbor press, and I'm going to work on getting that set up to see if I can do that, or may have to purchase another smaller clicker press, just some kind of method to have multiple stamping presses going at once. But whatever that may be, we're going to make something work. Lots of coasters have been cut, but I'm just a little over halfway done. I started to worry that I was going to end up short on the leather that I had gotten, so it ended up working out that my parents were on a little getaway just in the neighborhood of Springfield Leather Company, so they actually picked up the rest of what I needed on their way home.
We're at Springfield Leather Company. Mom's carrying half. Mom and Dad had to make a stop in Springfield when it's 100 degrees.
It's really
And
heavy. Let's go ahead and drop it off.
get some extra leather. Don't really know where we're gonna put it. Let's see if it'll fit in the trunk. Oh,
Seriously.
trunk didn't pop.
It's really heavy.
Why is the trunk not popping?
Oh my gosh.
We might have just been better off sitting in the back seat if it's gonna be rolled like
Well,
that.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay, well hold on to it.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Mom's still holding. All right, so not exactly a truck here, but we've got some additional rolls of leather loaded in the back seat of the old Honda Accord. We thought we were gonna put the seats down and lay it out, but they rolled them nicely with some saran wrap, so, and that way you can't see the Captain Morgan. Mom's going in to pay for it. Dad's gonna sit down and make sure the air conditioner's running.
Here we go. Thanks for picking it up, Dad.
You're welcome, Adam.
Oh yeah.
Stay, Walter.
And Springfield Leather Company was nice enough to include a new t-shirt. Let's get back to it. I am now on vacation, but as Andrew said earlier, the grind does not stop. As it turns out, the grind does stop, or at least pause for a little bit. Little to no work got done on vacation, but I came back a day early, so the work resumes. So the arbor press came in, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to work out. You can see that the stamp doesn't leave that much of an impression. That's not too surprising, seeing as how this is a finished veg tan leather, but it was worth a shot. In other rather shocking news, the press from the original journal project is still barely holding up. Thought it pooped out on me last project when I was stamping the notebooks for the notebook and wallet project, yet it's got a little life in it after all. Might ride this out until the end, or order another one just like it instead of getting 2 or 3 more arbor presses. That way I can have this old clicker press and the weaver going at the same time. Well, it is late again, and after what feels like an eternity, the coasters are done being cut out. That is, as far as I know, at least. I can't be sure until I get a final count. I could end up a little bit short, but I'd figure something out if that happened to be the case. Anyway, I'm very excited to have all of the cutting done and to move on to the stamping. But now the clock is ticking, so there's not much time for a rest in between.